I find myself in North Korea, a nation that sparks immediate intrigue the moment its name is mentioned. Life continues here, yet the world has rarely glimpsed its reality. Today I'm running through these streets, meeting extraordinary people and sharing their authentic stories with you. We're about to experience the streets of Pyongyang, North Korea's capital city, in a way few outsiders ever have. There, a North Korean official sits nearby. Could that be Marshal Kim Jong-un? The emotions I'm experiencing right now are unlike anything I've felt before. The warmth and affection being shown here is remarkable. After 6 long years, the Pyongyang Marathon returns for the first time. This represents North Korea's most significant international event, and I'm among just 200 foreigners granted special permission to participate. How do you speak Hindi? I ask in amazement. I had an Indian girlfriend who taught me, comes the surprising reply from a local resident. The people here carry iPhones, and throughout the entire city, crowds gather to support and cheer us on. You're about to witness North Korea completely unfiltered. Look at that adorable child waving at us. Welcome to this extraordinary documentation of the North Korean experience. Right now I'm standing in Pyongyang, North Korea's capital, and today we're participating in the Pyongyang Marathon. Yes, you heard correctly. We're actually running in the Pyongyang Marathon, which stands as North Korea's premier international event. You can observe all the preparations taking place around us. The date is April 6, 2025, and let me show you today's weather conditions. We're positioned on the 29th floor, yet visibility is completely obscured. Last evening, the entire city stretched out beautifully before us from this vantage point. However, look at today's conditions. You can barely make out the ground level through this dense fog. We were assured of sunny weather, yet the temperature currently sits at 5 degrees Celsius. How will we manage to run in these conditions? Despite this, the excitement is absolutely indescribable. This is our accommodation at the Sosun Hotel, recognized as one of North Korea's finest establishments. The anticipation is overwhelming as crowds gather below our window. Let's head downstairs immediately. Notice our race numbers. Mine reads 8026, with Pyongyang printed below, while my companion received 8030. We discovered there are actually 2 numbers in each packet, one for the front and one for the back. Breakfast was served between 6 and 7 a.m., but I skipped it intentionally, keeping my stomach empty for the run. Instead, I had just a banana and coffee. This event will draw the entire population of Pyongyang. Over 100,000 people will line the streets to cheer us on. We'll be running directly through Pyongyang streets, and this is remarkable because typically, visitors to North Korea cannot move freely or independently. However, this event grants us the extraordinary opportunity to interact directly with locals without constant supervision. The excitement is absolutely electric. Our phone is ringing. Time to go. We're being called downstairs as transportation has arrived. Let me quickly show you this incredible hotel that I didn't properly showcase yesterday. The Sosun Hotel truly operates at an exceptional level. Currently on the 29th floor, we must descend using what might be one of the world's slowest elevators, but the experience has been phenomenal so far. Both of us are ready for the Pyongyang Marathon, representing India as the only 2 Indian participants. The international crowd includes many Italians and Canadians, though participants from 3 countries are prohibited: the United States, Malaysia, and South Korea. It's understandable why certain restrictions exist between these nations. As soon as we exited the hotel, our Korean guide was waiting, and we're literally running because we're the final participants to board. The weather remains completely foggy as everyone waits patiently for us. Our bus stands ready, and the moment we climbed aboard, it departed since it had waited specifically for our arrival. Our marathon begins at Kim Il-sung Stadium, approximately 30 minutes from here. During this journey, I'll show you the daily lives of people commuting to work during the morning rush hour. As our guide explained, this represents peak commuting time. While we travel to the stadium, observe the authentic lives of North Korean citizens. Public transportation operates extensively throughout the city. We've now reached our marathon location, the impressive Kim Il-sung Stadium. The crowds here are absolutely staggering. As I mentioned, over 100,000 people will attend, with virtually the entire city participating in this celebration. It's currently 7:50 a.m., and our guide informed us that the opening ceremony begins at 8:40, lasting approximately 10 minutes. Officials will likely deliver speeches, after which our marathon officially commences at 8:50. Behind us, thousands of people continue arriving for this massive gathering in Pyongyang, North Korea's largest city and capital. The stadium displays photographs of both leaders. You could call Kim Il-sung the founding father of North Korea. Athletes preparing for the race are warming up. as we have over 30 minutes remaining. Professional athletes from various countries have arrived, with some displaying flags from China and Macau. However, we were specifically told that national flags aren't permitted, though China seems to enjoy special privileges due to their strong relationship with North Korea. We represent India proudly, though we nearly forgot to attach our essential race numbers to both front and back using pins. Everyone else has properly secured their numbers, and we're now ready for the opening ceremony. We'll enter the stadium through the main entrance. Where are you from? India, comes my proud response. Finally, we're entering the stadium, and the atmosphere inside is absolutely electrifying. The local excitement is palpable, with massive crowds filling every section. Above us reads, "Welcome to the participants of the 31st Pyongyang Marathon." We're part of the amateur group, not professional athletes, though many elite runners have joined us. Honestly, this feels remarkably similar to competing in the Olympics. Everyone cheers enthusiastically, and they're all dancing to the rhythm. North Korean media representatives are everywhere, photographing our every moment. So I turn to a fellow participant and ask, "Have you visited India?" And someone from Bulgaria responds with a big smile, "Yes, I love India." The marathon offers 4 distance options. The full marathon, which is about 42 to 43 kilometers, the half marathon, around 21 to 22 kilometers, and then 2 additional options for amateur runners like ourselves, 10 kilometers and 5 kilometers. We've chosen the 5-kilometer distance, making us professional 5K athletes. I must say this experience genuinely resembles Olympic competition with these massive crowds. I've never experienced anything comparable in my entire life. The exclusivity of this access is, well, unprecedented. People are demonstrating incredible warmth and affection. Multiple drones circle overhead, capturing every moment of this historic event. If you visit North Korea under normal circumstances, you'd never encounter such direct local interaction or have the freedom to engage independently with residents. "How are you feeling?" "Crazy, absolutely crazy. I've never witnessed anything like this," comes the breathless response. My companion has disappeared somewhere in the excitement. Meeting participants from the UAE, we share our mutual amazement. "We're here for the gold." We joke about our amateur 5K aspirations. He's the sole representative from the UAE, and the energy from the cheering crowds is absolutely incredible. The main opening ceremony is about to begin. A North Korean government official delivers a welcoming speech, expressing gratitude and extending warm greetings. Following this, flags are raised ceremoniously. Traditional Korean clothing is beautifully displayed, showcasing the local cultural heritage. We have just 10 minutes remaining for any final preparations or clothing adjustments. The banner reads, 31st International Marathon Pyongyang. It's crucial to complete proper warm-up exercises, focusing on core muscles and hamstrings before the race begins. Our guide signals that ready participants can proceed directly to the starting line. Meeting a fellow runner from Georgia, we share the incredible feeling of representing our respective countries, India and Denmark, in what feels like an Olympic competition. The excitement is absolutely indescribable. Moving to our 5-kilometer segment, we notice participants holding noisemakers, creating rhythmic clapping sounds. This truly feels like a dream. Running a marathon in North Korea. Representatives from Libya, the United Arab Emirates, Brazil and Georgia join us in the 5K category, with everyone, really embracing this once-in-a-lifetime experience. A Canadian participant surprises everyone by speaking excellent Hindi, which, as it turns out, he learned from his Indian girlfriend. "My name is Nick, and I'm from Canada," he says in perfect Hindi. This linguistic connection honestly just adds another layer of wonder to this already extraordinary experience. He's even become known as the Desi Gora, or foreign-looking Indian, back in Ottawa. The official countdown begins, 3, 2, 1, and just like that we're off. Now we bid farewell to the stadium and venture into Pyongyang's streets for our 5-kilometer journey. Throughout North Korea's entire history, this event represents a unique opportunity to move independently without guides, freely roaming the streets and experiencing authentic local life. One of the city's most famous monuments comes into view as crowds line not just the stadium but every street, cheering enthusiastically. For one participant, this represents their final country to visit, number 197 out of all world nations. The achievement feels incredible, making even marathon completion seem possible. Local residents wave from their windows, many of them holding iPhones, and honestly, it creates a once-in-a-lifetime experience as we walk through North Korea's capital without guides or any restrictions. We witness authentic daily life here, People commuting to work, catching buses, shopping, and North Korean locals just going about their ordinary routines. After covering slightly more than 1 kilometer, we realize we still have between 3.5 to 4 kilometers left to go. Many participants are following behind us, and I have to say the local infrastructure really impresses with electric scooters and all sorts of modern conveniences. The sight of locals with iPhones particularly surprises visitors, challenging preconceived notions about technological access. And the streets of North Korea appear remarkably clean and well-maintained. Government offices, flower shops, and residential areas create a picture of normal urban life. Soldiers stand at various posts while cemetery grounds and small government buildings dot the landscape. Citizens wave from inside their homes, offering glimpses into authentic North Korean domestic life. This represents perhaps the most unfiltered documentation of North Korean life ever captured, showcasing elements typically impossible to access or film. The narrow streets, local shops, and everyday architecture provide unprecedented insight into this rarely seen society. Reaching the 2.5-kilometer halfway point after just 25 minutes proves surprisingly manageable. The ease of completion amazes us, and honestly, the excitement about exploring this fascinating country overshadows any physical exertion. Conversations with fellow runners, interactions with locals, and, constant high-fiving create such engagement that time passes unnoticed. Daily life continues normally around us, people cycling to work, taking electric bikes, using public transportation. The scene contradicts many outside assumptions about life in North Korea, revealing ordinary human activities and routines. An underpass leads to the metro system, claimed to be among the world's deepest, which we'll explore during our remaining 4 days here. The genuine nature of local people particularly strikes visitors. Without extensive internet access or external influences, residents maintain authentic, heartfelt responses to meeting foreigners. Their happiness appears completely genuine, creating emotional connections that feel remarkably pure and honest. Even airport customs officers demonstrated exceptional friendliness upon arrival, setting a tone of unexpected hospitality. Local runners participate alongside international visitors, with crowds enthusiastically cheering for everyone equally. The competitive spirit remains friendly and encouraging rather than aggressive. Water stations provide excellent hospitality, with volunteers offering refreshments and encouragement. The level of service and warm welcome contradicts many negative portrayals found online, revealing a reality far more hospitable and welcoming than expected. Children wave enthusiastically from sidewalks, their innocent joy adding heartwarming moments to the experience. "Hello, hello," they call out repeatedly, creating precious memories that will last forever. Their genuine excitement about meeting foreign visitors feels incredibly touching and authentic. The hospitality throughout proves absolutely exceptional. Local residents demonstrate remarkable warmth, friendliness, and welcoming attitudes. Their enthusiastic support creates an atmosphere of celebration and international friendship that, honestly, just exceeds all expectations. As our 5-kilometer distance nears completion, we approach the stadium where everything began. Extended photo sessions and conversations with numerous people enrich the experience beyond measure. Honestly, the physical capability existed to complete 10 kilometers, 21 kilometers, or even a full marathon, given regular running habits of 20 to 25 kilometers daily. However, without specific preparation for this event, the 5-kilometer distance provided the perfect introduction to this extraordinary experience. Crossing one of the country's most famous monuments, displaying 1945 to commemorate liberation from Japanese occupation, provides historical context for this significant location. The monumental architecture surpasses famous landmarks worldwide, including India Gate and Parisian monuments, in sheer scale and impressiveness. The wide-angle camera perspective still cannot capture its massive proportions, which really dwarf human figures below. Entering the stadium for our final lap, the crowd erupts in thunderous applause. Running alongside the founder of Koryo Tours, who has organized over 170 trips to North Korea, adds expert context to this remarkable experience. The mandatory running requirement for the final stadium lap ensures everyone finishes with proper ceremony. Completing our 5-kilometer marathon brings immense satisfaction and gratitude for this incredible opportunity. The experience proves so enjoyable that it inspires commitments to 3 full marathons in the coming year, requiring proper preparation and training. Media coverage throughout the event adds professional documentation to personal memories. For many participants, this represents their first stadium sporting experience, making the North Korean venue particularly memorable. Over the next hour, 2 football matches provide entertainment, really showcasing the local athletic talent and that strong sense of competitive spirit. Professional athletes from Ethiopia demonstrate some serious competitive preparation, finishing in second place overall, just behind the North Korean winners. The competitive nature stands in sharp contrast with our own more recreational participation, highlighting the event's dual nature that accommodates both serious athletes and casual participants. As the weather conditions improve throughout the day, the clearing fog slowly reveals the beautiful architecture of the stadium, along with the surrounding cityscape. It's really something to see, and honestly, it brings a whole new energy to the atmosphere. During recovery time, conversations with multilingual participants, including the Hindi-speaking Canadian, really help to enrich the cultural exchanges. It's just amazing how these interactions add so much depth to the experience. Local beverages and refreshments, just enhance the celebratory atmosphere as participants take a moment to reflect on their achievements. It's a time to savor the memories and maybe pick up a few souvenirs along the way. The commemorative towel, bearing Pyongyang Marathon along with the tour operator's branding, becomes a treasured souvenir that really represents this once-in-a-lifetime experience. The final ceremonies, they recognize winners across all categories: 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon, and also the women's divisions. The synchronized crowd responses honestly demonstrate practice coordination, with instructors directing applause and chanting sequences. Korean runners dominated the podium, while Ethiopian athletes achieved second-place honors, reflecting the high competitive standards maintained at this international event. Participation medals presented by government officials acknowledge all international participants' contributions to this diplomatic sporting exchange. The ceremony concludes at 1:30 p.m. Korean time after beginning at 7 a.m., representing 6 hours of continuous documentation and participation. With 5 remaining days in North Korea, anticipation builds for additional extraordinary experiences and cultural discoveries. This stadium, displaying portraits of both national leaders, provided the perfect venue for this unprecedented marathon experience. The combination of athletic achievement, cultural exchange, and diplomatic significance creates memories that will last forever. The complete experience, from early morning preparation through afternoon celebration, demonstrates North Korea's capacity for international hospitality and cultural exchange through sporting events. This unfiltered documentation provides authentic insights into a society rarely seen by outside observers.